Good evening, class. This is Marcus Curry again. Uh, part of my media-based reflection is on the impact of social media, on my impact of social media participation and influence. One of the questions I want to answer is what did I do right? The most important thing that I think I did right was participate. Um, you know, give my personal views and my stance on certain issues of some of the topics during the class. I think it's important that you know all of us as class members, classmates, or the instructor, we hear each other's views and and learn how each other thinks and how they feel towards certain subjects. I think that's important. I think it's important that everybody is heard. What could I do differently? Uh, One of the things that I could do differently is listen a little bit more closely, uh, and not have tunnel vision in terms of certain issues because there are other underlying factors of this whole social media thing that you know people don't necessarily realize, or they don't always think about. Uh, some of the reasons why people make some of the comments that they make, or uh, type some of the posts that they may post for everybody to see. Sometimes those behaviors are learned, or they could be taught. Um, yeah, I mean, you never know. So, trying to find out and understand why people think the way that they think, and why they act the way that they act, and why they uh, you know type some of the posts that they may type and put them on social media sites. You have to try and get a better understanding of why those individuals may have done some of those things, be it good or bad. Okay. Uh, Another question is, how has my participation changed my understanding of permanence, subjectivity, influence, quality, and meaning? Uh, the most important thing that I think is, how certain people interpret certain things. Um, Everybody's sense of interpretation is different. I may interpret certain things in a certain way, and the next man or woman may do the opposite. So it's important for us to understand the message that are trying to be conveyed from uh, you know from writer to listener. Um, you know, and in most cases, a lot of things that people post on social media, they could be influential type things. It has a lot of quality and meaning, especially from an individual standpoint. If uh, those certain things are the things that you need to hear to motivate yourself to go in the direction that you want to go in. Um, um, I don't really share my thoughts all the time on social media because I don't believe that is necessarily the platform that I want to use to get my point across to somebody, or to uh, be heard. Um, that's just not the way I do business. Uh, Most of the time, I don't even, you know, get on social media. I don't get on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that because I just think that you know uh, it's a it it could be a negative element, and people just put their business out on social media when it's unnecessary. Um, in all honesty, from a Christian worldview, I think that God is looking upon us, and He appreciates the fact that everybody is, socializes not in this manner if they can't socialize in person. Oftentimes, communication, being able to talk to somebody, even through social media, is important because it's important for individuals who have something to say to be heard. And I think that God can appreciate the fact that we as people we come together, especially when it comes to certain issues, um, that we come together and we speak our minds and we speak out. Social media can be used as a way of fellowshipping with other people, and I think that could be positive. Uh, you know, but on the flip side of that, I don't think that God necessarily likes the some of the negativity that goes on social media. Um, I don't think He appreciates how people handle certain situations because they handle certain situations you know in a negative manner, and especially putting that type of information out there on social media, you know, it could just draw negative attention, and that's not good. Um, that's my take on it. That's how I look at this whole thing. Thank you for listening, and take care.